Americas the original 12 tribes of Israel are. That proves that right there. Okay, you lower level Edomites, everyday Edomites probably don't know, but the higher status Edomites of your nation know exactly who the 12 tribes of Israel are, which is why they oppress the Israelites to the point that they oppress them.
Right.
So I'm gonna read one more verse.
I want to mention this too, but they talk about us those Bilderberg meetings, those secret meetings they have. They mention us.
Yeah, of course.
They got our faces up. They probably got a big ass fucking what do you call that shit?
Like a tree. I know you're talking about.
But you got that damn what do you call it? It's like a projector. Projector. They got a big ass projector screen.
This guy stands in this corner. That guy looks like this. But you gotta watch it sometimes. He trims his beard down way too much. Nah, they do that. They do that.
They do that. They say, hey, that's his guy. You got your government name. And they just say, oh, we gotta watch out for him right there. All that. See that guy? No, but you got that.
So verse 46, 2nd Esdras 13, verse 46. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. So yeah, so the northern kingdom is going to stay in that land, Ashereth, which the Jewish Encyclopedia claim to be the Americas, which we know through the Spirit is the Americas. All right, they're going to be there to what? To the latter time. Okay, to the time of restoration.
And what? We're being restored as a people. Amos 9 and 11.
Which proves right there that the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are the 10 tribes of Israel. See?
And when we always mention Northern Kingdom, that's who we're talking about, the Native Americans. See, because this ain't all about being I'm a black Hebrew Israelite, and the Native Americans, the Latinos ain't a part of this. No, they are a part of it. They are a part of it. Like you got dudes like that Ronald Dalton character. He doesn't teach that the Latin tribes are the Northern Kingdom or are Israelites. He doesn't teach that. But the Native Americans are Israelites. The Puerto Ricans are Israelites. The Dominicans are Israelites.
I want to mention this too. When you look into it, I had it on my phone, but I'm not going to use it now because I'm using it to record. But I found this article. It talked about how the Native Americans, they would actually punish adultery very harshly. And I think they would cut off your ears, like really jack you up for it. And they actually would punish you heavily. They weren't for that bullshit. Right. I think when you go into other tribes too, like I think the Mayans and the Aztecs, they will punish things for adultery as well.
What's that?
Right, the Gentiles do that, which is pertaining to the law. Not knowing that you actually keep it, not eating pork, not being a homo.
But of course, originally they were doing it because they wanted to keep the Torah. Even though when you get to that cutting off ears, they were gone at that point. Nowhere in the scriptures does it say, cut someone's ears up. Like you look at other heathens, and you see the way they punish adultery. Like if you look at Elam, they'll pull him out the city and they'll beat him with like a bamboo stick until he die, or they'll like torture him to death or some shit. He said, no, you don't gotta do that, man. You just gotta stone him, man. And the kid, we gonna have fun, say, no, hold on. You don't gotta do that. You get a stone, Stone his ass.
Can I read this on page 16?
Go ahead.
From the same book, James the Dead, like we mentioned, he was around the Native Americans. So he's learning from the Native Americans. It says this, page 16, it says in Kings, what's this, 17, right? 2 Kings 17 and verse 30.
Yeah, 17.
We read that the men of Babylon built Succoth-Benoth. So the king of Assyria had placed impostors in our land, right?
That's right.
Well, we ain't mentioned all of that, but briefly. Tents for young women, having consecrated a temple to Venus, they fixed tents round it where young women prostituted themselves in honor of the goddess. Herodotus and other authors are also sufficient witnesses on this point. Now were the Americans originally heathens or not of Israel? Americans were. Now were the Americans originally heathens or not of Israel? When they wander from their captivity in quest of liberty, what the brother is reading, or on any other accidental account, that vicious president was so well calculated for America, where every place was a thick harbor. It is very improbable they should have discontinued it, but they are the very reverse. To commit such acts of pollution while they are performing any of the religious ceremonies is deemed so provoking and impiety as to occasion even a supposed sinner to be excluded from all religious communion with the rest of the people, or even was a man known to have gone into his own wife during the time of their fastings, purifications, meaning when she was on her period.
Yep,
Also, when she was on her period,
that's right.
the law goes. Our law says that you can't pop your woman while she's on her period. She would have to be separate from you. What, like 7 days?
Right. Right. So I think when it says that the man, no, never mind. Which they really weren't supposed to do that, because for that one, that's not a sin of death. Having sex with your woman on her thing, you're definitely not supposed to do it. But you're really just supposed to be put away. Which actually they were doing that, but I don't know if they meant permanently kicked out. But for us, what we were doing back then, we will kick you out for a time that you become clean, and then you come back in.
Right.
Same for leprosy. And
Right, that's what I was going to mention. Right.
Okay.
And it says here, he would also be separated from them. So the man will be separated from the woman. The woman, he will put his woman away.
Yep.
So that goes back to the laws.
You will wash yourself. So that shows there's a clear similarity. But I think with the Native Americans, they were going off by doing that. Someone's doing that dog, you're supposed to kill him, man. But the way they handled it.
Yeah, but don't forget the brother when he read it that they were keeping her in the beginning.
Yeah, beginning, of course, I understand.
And then
I'm just bringing it down.
right, of course. And then they were going off.
Yeah. But I was making this point too because that proves it that Israelites too, because when you go into the law, there's certain laws where you won't be put to death. They'll just keep you up. Like what do you call it? This nigga right here, man. Huh? But so if you have incest, right? The scriptures rather talks about the law. Someone who has incest with their sister, they won't actually put the death penalty. They'll just kick them out the camp. They'll be permanently kicked out and they'll be ashamed. There's actually an account, you don't gotta get all into it, but one of the sons of Solomon, he had sex with his sister, and his sister said, oh, wait, don't do that, I'm talking.
Oh, you mean one of the brothers of Solomon?
One of the brothers of Solomon, one of the sons of,
You're talking about, not Absalom, you're talking about Abijah. What's his name? I forget his name.
It was Abijah.
No, but I don't know if you even know if Abijah was his brother, but I know he had rather, so he's one of his sisters. One of King David's daughters, but I know, I forget what he said.
But she said, don't do this thing, and was basically trying to reason with him because she knew back in the law that if he did that thing, that they wouldn't be killed, they would just be kicked out. Still wicked, not encouraging that act. She got slack for doing it. I hope you don't.
But I mean, I did write a lot. Tobit 13:3. We could grab the Lord making up his jewels. Meaning bringing us together.
Like the diadem scripture?
You bring it out, Malachi 3:17 if you want.
No, I know, but I
Went into the Jewish Encyclopedia for Ashtaroth.
Done.
Revelation 7-9, that great multitude. That's talking about what? The northern kingdom, the southern kingdom. The people that belong on the sun. That belong to the Israel.
Said Malachi
3:17.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 17. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him.
Now go into the word Jews. Right, because we are the Lord's possession. The scriptures talk about what's that, Ezekiel 16. We are like the Lord's woman, but we started going off, started following other gods. And also Hosea ties into that. Ye are not my people. There he said he are the sons. He brought it out earlier. Sons of the living power, but so you could go into that word Jewel if you want.
Age 54-59, Sagalah, female passive participle of an unused group mean to shut up. Wealth as closely shut up, so you shut up and keep close.
Right? Now to shut up, right? That's what. Now you can grab what's that? Amos 9 and 11, because we always keep quoting it. We'll read it again too.
can bring out the scriptures over and over again.
Because a breach is like what? A opening, right? A gap.
Right.
So now, and we broke down when King David and Solomon had the tribes under them, all the tribes. Then we separated, we discontinued from our heritage. So now the Most High is bringing the Latinos, the Native Americans, so-called blacks together.
No, he's right.
Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. I will raise up its ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
That's spiritual. It says that it's fallen too. Why? Because we fell away from our heritage. We became what they call apostate, right? I believe that word for fallen is in the Old Testament is Nepal, which means to fall.
Napayol, I think.
Napoleon, plural, right.
That's right.
Nepal means to fall, Napoleon, right.
That's right. Fallen ones.
Right.
That's the word for sons of God, right?
Right, because America was the only place that Israelites, we didn't know who we were.
Right.
Right, we didn't know who we were. We wasn't calling ourselves Israelites. We call ourselves African Americans, colored, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. We weren't calling ourselves Israelites.
That's right.
Now we can call ourselves Israelites because the Most High is bringing the tribes together. Start what? In 1969 with Abba Bivens, which he was actually teaching before that. But in 1969, when I ties it with the 350 years, with also 1619 with a transatlantic or the boat and the slave trade began, when the blacks were brought here to America, kidnapped off the west coast of Africa. Yeah, High Priest Riyadh, yep.
He was still the truth. That was a point of possible comeback.
I believe that might have been him that walked by us last week. Because one time we was across the street, it looks like him, but I just didn't really want to get engaged. High Priest Riyadh, remember last week?
That guy?
He was walking by. You remember with the white hair? It looked like him too. I'm not like but because one day we was across the street and he was like looking and stopping. I believe he said something shalom to us. I believe he did, and I just didn't want to really jump into conclusions like that. But that could have been him because he was interested the way he looked on his face, he looked like he's bugged out. I'm be honest with you.
But we're not point of prophecy.